Well, we're back up at the Aztec site, guys. I don't know how, April showers are very much still here. It is sunny and it's still raining, so figure that one out. But the Forder's moving. It's been here for about a week now, I think. It's just one of the stacks. Lots more up there, so it's nice to see it all coming out now. Looks like a bit of a chip pile, although what their plan is, if they do suddenly, we're going to basically take out the good stuff when they're loading it. Seems a bit backwards, but also they need to just get this timber out of the woods. They can't go up and down these tracks more than they need to, picking up different grades. So what they're doing is trying to pick it all up, and then we'll grade it here when we need to sell it. But if they only get to 700 tons, there won't be any for sale. So that's the other reason why they're not spending the time sectioning it out. So we'll go up to these other stacks and then I'll go and try and find the Forder. So it's pretty bad down in this corner. It's actually belly deep, the Forder. It is, you can see the flat spot in the middle there. Yeah. That's going to take some drying out and putting back. It will go all back, don't worry about it, but yeah, it's certainly wet. Those trees left, oak, alder, can't really see anything else. But here is a decent stack. They're going to be just too big for me. But yeah, look at all this lovely cord. Looks a bit slanted from this angle, but has been stacked from the other side, and I do believe it looks a lot neater from the other side. This has mainly been cut by the Vosh, remember, so they're only trying to judge when they cut. Most of this is going to be chipped anyway, pretty much all of it, if they only get 700 tons, as I say. So yeah, a bit of a mess, but the plan is for it to dry out. They're going to level up all the tracks with a digger and a land rake. That's after they've picked up all the brash, so they're going to let it dry up, then come in, pick up the brash and chip that on site into trailers, and then they're going to fill in the tracks with a digger, and then they're going to get a mulcher in and come in and kind of mulch everything, kind of get everything a clean slate, and then I do believe they're going to replant with saplings after. So it's all part of the bigger project, basically. There's a lot of lovely timber in there. It's just perfect. I really am hoping there's more than 700 tonnes, because then they can chip the bad stuff, the big stuff, the rotten stuff, the bendy stuff, and then hopefully we can try and section out this nicer stuff. I mean, look at that there. Whew. That really does give me the fears. So yeah, lots of timber coming out. Lots and lots of timber coming out. And now we can take the smaller grade stuff. If it's straight, we'll happily take that as well. Doesn't all have to be Firewood factory stuff. I think as long as it's straight, we're happy. We'll have it. Can't be getting too picky now, guys. But yeah, look at that. Easy processing. We'll go in here a little bit, but I'm not wearing my wellies today, so. We've had some nicer weather this week, and it's also been extremely windy. So actually, it's drying out quite quickly, if I'm honest. The bottom of the site is still very wet because it's just the way the land lies, but it is drying out pretty quick, I will be honest. Yeah, look at all this timber. So I'm just trying to judge tonnage of these stacks, and it's quite hard work really, but if this was kind of how I look at it, you've kind of got 1, 2, 3, 4, I kind of say it's about 4 lorry loads, maybe 5 lorry loads there, if it was 3 meters, but it's not, it's cut to 4 meters. So you're probably looking at about 120, 130 ton there in that one stack, possibly more. And these stacks aren't as big as those ones up there. So I would love to know what they think they've got, because you know, when you get up to that 700 ton mark, potentially we could get some. But it's perfect Palax stuff. And on the other stacks there, some perfect fueled factory stuff. So yeah, hopefully we can get some anyway. Still loads to be picked up. Look, some here, some over there. But I think there's going to be quite a bit of brash coming out. So whenever they do get the brash roadside and start chipping that, we'll be sure to come down and see that. So the way I look at it is, if they weren't chipping any of it and they were selling it all, I would take it all, because even the bad bits aren't that bad. Yeah, there will be chip bits in there, don't get me wrong, but we can section them out of the yard. But because there's that 700 ton mark, you almost want to chip the smaller stuff, the bendier stuff, the rotten stuff. Try and be a little bit picky, because there's no point in buying, you know, buying the bent stuff if they're going to chip the straight stuff. You kind of just want to do that swap. I don't want to be picky at all, but there really is no point doing it that way round. So like I said, if I had the money and if they were willing to sell it all, I would have it all, and then I'd probably only find 100 ton or so of chip out of it, and we would fight through the rest of it to get it all. But it's just how things go. It's you know, not everything's for sale, and they are running their whole estate on renewable energy, which is wood chip. So this is all going off to chip as well, but the brash can't go through the estate's boiler because it takes a bigger form of chip, where if you were to chip this up, yes, it would still make wood chip, and it still will go through a biomass boiler. It will go through a less picky biomass boiler that will take the smaller bits and the bigger bits and whatever else. This will go to an industrial kind of huge scale electric plant, and they'll be actually getting paid slightly less for this than whole tree chip, because this will be making lovely chip. And when Adam does come to chip this for the estate, I'll be sure to go down there and take a look, because it will be lovely little square cubes. I believe he's put a G50 in the chipper now, so we'll be making little cubes like this of wood, and the boiler's absolutely going to love it. Now I would try and move somewhere else, but I can't because it's wet as. It's a big old lump of wood, that. So the forwarder can get 2 bays of 3 metre on just at a push, but because this is all cut to 4 metres, as I keep saying, they are only being able to get 1 good bay on. The reason why it's cut to 4 metres is the estate are planning on moving this off site with their timber trailer and tractor back to the chip bay or the chip barn, and they can either get 1 bay of 4 metre on or 2 bays of 4 metre, one of the two. So they're trying to maximise what they can get on their trailer, if that makes sense. So they've got all the metal tracks on. So I have driven this forwarder. When you stop like that and stop moving, the front half and the back half lock together with pins and act like one massive solid machine. As soon as you start moving, these pins come out and allow the machine to articulate. So you don't tend to see someone using a forwarder on the move, because as soon as it locks the pins out, it means it's only relying on what's in the bunk to hold that whole crane down. Where now it's relying on the whole machine as one solid object to kind of counterbalance that crane. It's quite a big crane, so you need as much as you can do. If you're just creeping along and picking stuff up nice and close, you can move along and pick up cord at the same time, but you can't be moving along like now, because it will just fall over. That's quite extended out, and they're big bits of timber. So I can to leave that aside. Go perfectly through the Firewood factory. And the cab follows the truck over. As soon as you stop, that would have locked in now and been on one solid object. It's pretty cool. If I do get any seat time this summer when I'm a bit quieter, I'm sure to bring you along, and I'll put the GoPro on the boom and all other things, because now they've got the harvester as well as the Vosh. Nathan's currently in the Vosh, and he is actually just over there in a beach site that I potentially could be having. Obviously Callum is in the forwarder, but he should also be in the harvester. So the harvester has actually gone off to a new site already, and that is going to be a huge softwood job. I believe there's 2,000 plus tons of softwoods come out. So as soon as Cal has finished clearing up here, he's going to go off and run the harvester. Track working an absolute treat there. He's trying to turn around the corner. Amazing, the machine just keeps moving. Obviously when there is some timber on the bunks, it gives you more traction because the track's on the back. So we've got all his diff locks here and everything. It's crawling up through there. Now I'll try and get over to where he is picking up. deal with a bit of brash there. That's definitely a firewood pole. Sun's out, the site is drying up. This is lovely. It's what we've been waiting for. It's about 2 months late. Really need some dry weather. Trying to square him up there. Good job. When they're long like that, it's quite hard to do that because they want to try and fall over instead of kind of slide down the grab. When they're knotty as well, they kind of can get bound up. They don't want to do what you want to do, but they can light work of that. So this one pile here, just try and get rid of a bit of mud there. This one pile here is going to half fill that forwarder. Think how many piles they've got around the woodland here. So when they used to get 2 bays of 3 metre, when they're like maxing out the capacity on that forwarder, 2 forwarders will be 1 lorry load, which is roughly 25 tonnes, or about £50,000 for anyone who uses that. And so it's hard to work out roughly what they're actually doing. I would say they're probably getting 10 tonne on a forwarder load here now. Maybe a little bit less. All this engine is doing is running big hydraulic pumps. I'm not too sure how many pumps, but it's probably got a pump for the drive wheels and all the other little bits, and then it's probably got a pump for the crane itself. All these wheels are hydraulically driven. How fast that is. We have just seen lightning, so rain is on the way. Just going to watch Cal unload this load and make a run for it, I think. be quite a good video, this one, I think. Come up and actually see quite a lot of machines working. I do like seeing a bit of heavy equipment working, I must say. Send a bit of this footage to Aztec. They want to put it on their YouTube. Don't forget, guys, Aztec Trees is on YouTube. Don't forget to give them a like, give them a follow, go and check out their videos. Got a lot of stuff coming to the channel. Their chipper is going away shortly to get married up with the tractor. The new Vulture that's turned up, their new Bandit turned up a couple of weeks ago. That's been busy out on our jobs already. So they've got their forestry side and they've got their arboricultural side. Chippers, chainsaws, mute. That's what they started off at as their bread and butter, and they just had a lot of customers or local farms and estates contacting them to see if they did any forestry, and Adam took the leap and went down the forestry route as well, so they cover all things. Speaking to Cal just now, he's only got a few racks or a few tracks to go down and he would have been finished, but they had a count up end of last week and they were getting up to that 600 ton mark, so they only had another 100 ton roughly to what they needed, and they'll have some spare, so fingers crossed there'll be 100 ton or so for us, and we'll just pick out what we like as such. But I'll be honest, most of this stuff is looking absolutely perfect anyway, so we'll probably just pick a stack and go with that really. If there's any really bad stuff, we can put it aside. We are be paying by the ton. We'll go over a weighbridge, so we'll just pay for what we want as such. Right, that's that. Well done, Cal. Very well done. He's definitely got a lot better on that forwarder since I last saw him. Always improving. There's a lot of controls. It's very sensitive, so yeah, very smart job. Right, we're going to head back to the woodyard. Right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you, Aztec, for letting me come up and see the machines working in the wood. I did want to bring every step to YouTube, from the Vosh to the harvester. Even though we didn't see it working, we will see it in another job site, I'm sure, and obviously the forwarder. So yeah, extremely hard ground conditions for them. The rain hasn't stopped and the machines can't stop forever. They were stopped for the majority of the winter, but we've just been hit with so much late rain in April, well, March and April, well, all months really, if I'm honest. It just hasn't stopped. But yeah, we're getting there in the end. It is starting to dry out now, and like I said, all the woodlands will be put back, so I'll try and bring that back to you later on, maybe in a year's time, see how it's looking. But that's gonna be it. As I say, if you did like it, don't forget to subscribe. Go over to Aztec Trees and subscribe there as well. Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.